All right, since you're watching this, you obviously think you have the potential to be a professional speaker. So you think you've got an aptitude for speaking and a decent message, but like everybody else, you need a little help getting started. Well, I'm here to give you all the tips you need to put you on the fast track. To become a professional speaker, you absolutely must have a few basic things on your side. Number one, you have to have a compelling, unique message to share, one that groups will be willing to pay good money to hear. Speakers who are marketable generally fall into one of three categories that I'll explain later in this session, and the chances are very good that you'll know immediately which one you fit into. Two, you have to be willing to learn good presentation skills because nobody intentionally hires boring speakers, of course. Three, you have to be willing to go into some less than perfect situations and even fail a few times because every pro speaker who has been at it a while has some scar tissue and war stories. I'll never forget the afternoon I was speaking while a reception for an Iranian wedding was in full swing in the adjoining room. So I danced and sang along with for a solid hour. It was not fun at the time. I made them laugh, made the audience laugh, but it makes for a good story. Anyway, four, you just have to have the determination to overcome the tangle of obstacles that you'll no doubt encounter on your journey to your dream. I didn't say it can't be fun. It can. But anybody who thinks they're going to decide today to be a professional speaker by next week just isn't really being realistic, with the possible exception of people who become famous overnight, like Captain Sullenberger, who landed the plane safely in the Hudson River, or the guy who had to chop off his own hand to survive when he got stuck in the woods. Tough ways to get into the biz, so I wouldn't recommend them, but that's how you get there in that way. Back to number one, having a compelling, unique message to share. Now, I can see you're a little worried about this, so I'm going to make you feel better about it. First, your message is going to be unique because you are unique. Your life experience is unique. Your outlook is unlike anybody else's. Heck, your face and body are unique, so you cannot help but be unique. As for compelling, don't worry. That doesn't mean you have to be famous or an astronaut or that you escaped from Somali pirates or you took your Fortune 500 company from near bankruptcy to the top of the stock exchange. Those are great entrees into the speaking profession, sure, but hundreds of people make a great living as speakers, not because something terribly dramatic happened to them, but simply because they know something most people don't, and they know how to share it in an interesting and entertaining way. Now that might be how to manage people or time or resources or how to sell certain products or how to improve people's communication skills or how to master a software program or keep technology from driving you crazy or, like me, how to use humor to entertain, inspire, and motivate people to do their very best at whatever it is they do. So what's the very first step? Choose your topic and write a half-hour speech about it. Now, you can write an hour-long speech if you want, that's fine, but you'll probably get more opportunities to speak for 30 minutes than 60 right at first. Your choice. I cover all that in another segment called Creating a Killer Speech, but right now you want to know how to become a professional speaker, and after you have your presentation together, if you want to speak, then the next step is to speak. Yeah. As often as you can, whenever anybody will give you the opportunity to get in front of a group, no matter how small, get out there and speak. I won journalism awards. I earned a black belt. I traveled the world. I appeared on some pretty famous TV shows, and then it hit me. I had set goals for myself, and through dogged determination, I had achieved them. So I put together a 30-minute speech called Laugh to the Top, a hilarious guide to achieving your goals, and started calling Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, Kiwanis clubs. Would you believe I did 28 speeches before I got an offer to get paid for one? 28! And you know what? My fourth speech was much better than my first three. My 10th better than my 9th. My 28th was smoking. Now, I don't think you're going to have to give 28 speeches before you start making some good money speaking, because you're going to be armed with the knowledge I didn't have when I started out. I'm a motivational speaker and a funny one because I've been a stand-up comedian for over 30 years, so that's how I did it. You might have to take another tack. and the path you take will depend in large part on what your message is. If you've got a surefire way to find the love of your life, the Kiwanis Club isn't your best avenue. If you found a complex new way to shrink cancerous tumors with radiation, the Lions Club isn't your best audience. Maybe your message would resonate with hospital staffs or church groups or women's clubs or college students or associations who would love to hear you, or businesses who could use your expertise to train their employees. If you want to be a professional speaker, meaning one who gets paid well to speak for corporate and association gatherings, you have to have a topic and a message that those groups will pay for. Regardless of which group you fall into, if you're just starting out as a speaker, you need to know what the buyers of speakers are looking for. I think you'll actually enjoy it, really. I know I did when I was first starting out because it was an eye-opener. It was amazing and fascinating to me. I would spend hours doing it when I didn't have to. Well, I certainly hope that was helpful to you. I tried to cram a lot of information into a very short segment, but if you want to see a ton more information on that very topic, just go to fasttrackprospeaking.com and you'll find a whole universe of information at your fingertips that'll help put you on the fast track to professional speaking.